Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. I am bringing you weekly sales solutions, sales tips, sales strategies, and a couple attitude adjustments from the 10X world of Grant Cardone. Check it out. 80% of what we do here, 100% free. So my job, the purpose of the podcast is to make sure that the free stuff we're putting down, you are picking up and you're plugging it into your sales, your business, and your life, and you're getting a result with it. So thank you in advance for hitting that subscribe button. And if you're getting some value from the Cardone Solutions Podcast, do me a solid. Do me a favor for the flavor. Do me a favor and make sure that you're sharing this out into the cyberspace. Get this out into social media so that other people can benefit from it. If you're benefiting from it, promise you somebody else is just waiting for you to share it so they can pick it up, put it into their life as well. So today's episode is going to be juicy. Grab yourself a notepad, grab yourself a pen and some paper. Done right, you can help yourself and you can help your team. But first, you know what's coming. A word from our sponsor. Today's episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast is brought to you by Grant Cardone and Cardone University's coaching program. Check this out, okay? Every sports team needs a coach. Sales teams, they're no different. Okay, both types of teams, they need guidance, strategy, and instruction on how to work together in pursuit of what? The greater goal. So think about your sales team for a second. Think about your company. Think about your business. What is the greater goal? Okay, all that comes from coaching, which you as a business owner, you don't have time. Let's be honest. You don't have time to coach, train, develop your people. 80% of the managers we talk to, legit, no bandwidth for that. Okay, so our sales team, our company, Cardone Training Technologies, our coaching program is now helping thousands of business owners take the individual members of their sales team and then bring them together to form a cohesive unit that is capable of increasing their numbers by as much as 60% in as little as how much? How long? Wait, 60% in when? 90 days. That's right. So think about your business where you're at right now. What would an extra 60% in 90 days be like for you? What would that look like? What kind of new awesome problems would that create? Good problems, right? Okay. So if that sounds like the kind of performance you would like to see from your team, then I would like to throw out there for your consideration a 15-minute consultation where we show you exactly what we've done with over 10,000 other companies and small businesses to make that happen. So visit cardonesolutions.com/coaching. Get yourself on my calendar so we can have a conversation, okay? Grant Cardone sales team. That core group in the Miami office, they are the most successful sales team, the most profitable sales team in the country, in fact, on the planet, for many reasons. But most of all, it is because they are all there together to motivate each other, push each other, and support each other. Every salesperson over there, they know that they can count on the guy right next to them to come on in and help and assist and close a deal, set an appointment, get them to the next step. Everybody's got everybody's back over there, okay? They function as a unit. They function seamlessly. Everybody's in it for themselves, and if they help the other guy, they help themselves too. Well, how does that happen? From the coaching and training that we deliver, okay? This is the exact same coaching and training that will take your business, your team to the next level, okay? So it's a simple process. Simple and easy though, okay? So head on over to cardonesolutions.com/coaching to get on my calendar so we can talk about it. cardonesolutions.com/coaching. One more time. Three's a charm. cardonesolutions.com/what? Coaching. See you there. Okay, so speaking of coaching, speaking of value, speaking of all that stuff, what I'm going to give you right now is 5 different ways that you can motivate your sales team and consequently yourself. Nice, right? Okay, so where are you in the pecking order? Are you the business owner? Is it your company? Are you a manager, team leader, straight up entrepreneur, solopreneur, salesperson in a company? Wherever you fit into that range, you must, like legit, must. This isn't like an option. This is a must do. You must find ways to keep your tank full of motivation. And it has to be that way significantly more often than not. Okay? And let's be real. Because sometimes that motivation, like it's not there, is it? You know it. You've been there. I've been there. We've all been there. It ain't there. This is when discipline and drive come into play. But the 5 things I'm about to drop on you, leverage correctly, use daily, implement it daily, Okay. And this will keep yourself first and your sales team engaged, motivated, and moving forward. You're ready. Let's roll. Okay. Motivation tip number one, numero uno. This one's most important. That's why it's number one. Give the work a deeper meaning. So what that means is, if you're just in this thing for the money, you'll never be motivated at the level that is required for you to stay in it to win it. Never. Okay? Is Grant money motivated? Yeah. But what's behind that? When you get to that, that's where the drive and the discipline comes in. Okay? What are you going to do with the money? What do you work for? Who do you work for? And I don't mean your boss, by the way. Okay? Why are you doing this? Are you on a mission? What happens when you get there? What's after that? What are you going to do next? Do you have goals and dreams? Big ones. Places to go, things to see. What causes are you fighting for? What about the team, the company mission? Okay? Motivated teams, motivated players, they're working together for a much bigger purpose than just scratch. Okay? Motivation tip number 2. Emphasize collaboration before competition. Now, I'm going to give you that tip one more time, the title, but before I give it to you, if your ego is turned on, I'd just like you to bring it down a notch so you can really hear what I just said. Emphasize collaboration before competition. Work together as a team. Just sort of talked about this in my little coaching commercial. Competition is for the weak and for the ego-driven, which is why I gave you the disclaimer about turn that down a little bit so you can really hear what I'm saying. How can you collaborate with your sales team? If you're on a sales team, how do you collaborate with your team mates? Okay. Management, how do you guys collaborate together? And let's, sure, a little competition, it can be fun. But if we're all working for a deeper meaning here and everybody's got their own, then we also need to make sure that we're working together. And that should be the priority. Competition itself, by itself, may not be the most healthiest thing. Little competition within the mission, though, now we're talking. Making sense? Competition in service to the mission, awesome, okay? And then take that out a little bit further. Think about your competition. We want to dominate the competition. How do you do that? Man, what if we work together with the competition? Whoa. Okay, at least offer it. Think about how you could collaborate with your competition in a way that benefits you. Got to turn the ego down. Can't do that if your ego's flared up. Okay. Motivation tip number 3, celebrate small victories. Okay. So if you remember back Selling Basics from Cardone University, Grant says, production yields happiness. Okay. So think about your business. What do you produce? If you don't close a deal today, well, how far did you get? What did you produce? How many phone calls did you produce today? How many appointments did you generate? How many demos did you do? How many proposals were sent out? Right? That's production. Okay. Every day you do something right, something works. Somehow you win. Celebrate it. It's a victory. We didn't sell anything, but man, we sure stuffed that pipeline today, didn't we? Okay. Did you take massive action and then resist the urge to be average or retreat? That's a victory. Okay? Celebrate it and then use it to build momentum that results in deals. Okay. Motivation tip number 4, praise the team publicly. Everybody can do this. Okay, this is not limited to management praising salespeople, which you should be doing, managers. Okay, while we're on the subject of celebration, make sure everybody knows. Okay, your sales meetings, your team meetings, your company meetings, good news only meetings. Okay, that's how we roll in Miami. That's how we roll at Grant's office. Okay, if someone needs correction, that is done privately, not in a group setting. Okay? Somebody nails it, they've got a victory, we praise it, we do it out loud, and we do it as a team. Okay? And because who doesn't like getting a round of applause? I mean, I do. Round of applause. Okay? And there's a lot of people, like a whole lot of people, who will do more for recognition than money all day long. Why do you think we're addicted to that notification on Facebook or Twitter? Oh, I got a 1. What's happening? Okay? Recognition. It's addicting. People will do more for it more often than not than money. Okay? Money's just, it's one of the scoreboards in the game of life. Okay? So is recognition. Okay? So leverage it. Use it. Okay? Salespeople, if you're not in a leadership position, but somebody does something awesome, bring it up. Why not? Motivation tip number 5. Stay positive. Okay? Can't tell you how important that is. No negativity allowed here. The unfortunate thing about this is that people tend to have a negativity bias. Okay? In fact, there's a study out there. If you want more on the study, let me know. I can send it to you. But there's a study out there that showed negative thinking can be 4 to 7 times more powerful than positive thinking. Okay? Let's just assume that's true for a second. In addition, that same study, it's an interview I saw, shows that the spoken word magnifies the power of the thought by 10 times. So the 10x rule, it's kind of like the force, right? It can be used for good and evil, right? So the spoken word magnifies the power of the thought by 10 times, meaning your negative thought spoken out loud has 40 to 70 times more power. Wow. Big, right? So if you're going to say anything, man, keep it positive. Catch your thoughts quickly. Switch them out. Change them to something, the positive version. And then say that out loud so you can counteract it. Okay? And, bottom line, there's enough negativity out there. Wouldn't you agree? So allow me to challenge you, encourage you, invite you to be a force of positivity and counterbalance the negativity. Okay? Be a counterbalance for the negativity. Okay? You want a little bit more on that? Shoot me an email. There's a book that I can have you read. Okay. Also, there's a really cool interview with this guy named Trevor Mowad and Tom Bilyeu, where they talk about all this stuff. You want to get more on it, right? Shoot me an email, david@grantcardone.com, or just tweet it out to me at David R. Bradley on the Twitter. Okay. All right. So let's wrap this up. Final thoughts on ways to motivate your sales team. What do we do? Let's go from the top and just recap. Number 1, give the work a deeper meaning. 2, emphasize collaboration before competition. Check your ego. 3, celebrate small victories. 4, praise the team publicly. And 5, stay positive. Okay. Now, what systems? Here's the challenge. What systems can you put into place to make this happen? And let us not skip over right to your company or your sales team without first looking in the mirror. Check yourself before you, okay? So step 1 really should be, how will you implement these 5 ways to motivate your sales team in your own life? How will you use them so you can lead by example, okay? Now, are you showing up on purpose and for a deeper meaning? Do you operate with collaboration before competition? If you don't, you got to get a handle on that, okay? How will you celebrate all the wins and praise your coworkers publicly? And can you exemplify and literally radiate positivity, okay? Look for the possible instead of the impossible. Make these yours first. Take ownership of them, make them yours, implement them, lead from the front, and then others will be drawn into you and begin to duplicate. So, this has been another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you being here. Anything I can help with, I just dropped my email address, david@grantcardone.com. Feel free to fire one off. Hit me up on the Twitter @davidrbradley.com. I'll leave you with the words of Grant Cardone, which is be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.